Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Rambler. My name is P, the letter not the act. As always, you can find timestamps in the description below. Let's get into it. In this video, I will give you an overview of each class and I'll tell you what stats to choose for leveling and what abilities to focus on first. I won't go too deep into the balance of a class, but I will come with my recommendations at the end of the video of what classes has the most smoothest leveling experience. So, before I get into the nitty-gritty, I want to do a shout out to the community over on the official Discord server. Without those people, this video might not have been possible. I use a lot of the data and recommendations that they do to test out and correlate with my own testing to give you this video. I just want to say, even though this is the recommended way to level, you should still just do whatever makes you happy and enjoy the game. Who knows, perhaps your way of doing it is the best way for you. So now, let's start it. The Archmage. The only wizard/mage archetype in the current version of the game. For this class, you'll be able to spec into DPS or healer. So if you're into hurting people from afar or helping them from afar with epic magic effects, then this is the class for you. The first 9 levels can be a bit of a slog, but once you hit level 10 and get the overcharge ability, this turns magical. At lower levels, you can basically one-shot your enemies, and at later levels, you do your CC abilities in order to survive. It's worth mentioning here that you can also overcharge healing ability and buff effects. So you really don't have to put any ability points into your healing or buffs. Using them with overcharge is fine. Focus on maxing Overcast and Lightning Bolt first. As for the stats, you want to do Focus, Wounds, then Accuracy. The Engineer, the quote-unquote pet class of the game. The pets here being badass turrets that do amazing things like damage or tank for you or your party. This class has both a support and a DPS spec. If you like sort of a shaman in War with the Totems or like an engineer from Team Fortress 2, then this is definitely the class for you. I would classify the engineer as a currently be careful who you call ugly class, because on the Discord people have shown that high level engineers can do amazing things like pulling a group of enemies solo and taking down like 5 or 6 1 and 2 skull enemies all alone. For the abilities, you want to max out aimed shot first. It's your bread and butter, and that'll be your first 15 levels. As for your stats, you want to focus on weapon skill, wounds, then accuracy. You want to make sure you have a few levels higher than your level in accuracy. The Shadow Warrior. This is a stealthy class, so if for nothing else than you love the stealth mechanic, then this class is for you. That being said, it has a great ranged and melee DPS spec. You can get advanced and swap out weapons for both specs and still be effective in both ranged and DPS. For ability points, start out with maxing Adept, then Deft Strike. For stats, go weapon skill, accuracy, wounds. If you find it difficult to solo, put more into wounds, but keep your weapon strength maxed. In theory, you should only need a few levels above your own accuracy, so you can switch a few times to put more into wounds. The Slayer. 1, 2, 3, Berserker! Awesome tattoos? Check. Fighting like a true Viking Berserker? Check. If you want to get in the face of your enemy and kick ass while chewing bubblegum, then this is the class for you. Use a two-handed axe for both specs while leveling. For Dragon Slayer, which is the DPS spec, change to dual axes once you get crash landing at level 25. For abilities to max, it should be Doom's Edge, and then put 3 points into Doom. That seems to be the general sweet spot for the class. As for stats, go weapon skills, wounds, and accuracy. The more you put into accuracy, the more crits you will go and see, but please hit up the wounds if you feel squishy. Warrior Priest. 4 Sigma! If you want to feel like a paladin in heavy armor that throws heavy punches along with melee magical effects, then this is the class for you. It has a tank and a healer spec. You're slow to attack, but you are also very hard to take down. For abilities to max first, currently the damaging abilities are bugged, so I wouldn't invest in them. The animation time for the ability goes to be the same DPS as just the normal basic attack combination. So for the tank spec, I would focus on Righteous Armor even for soloing, and for the heal spec, you could save up for the level 12 heal, but if you're impatient, I would put some points into the Armor of Righteousness here also. But definitely put points here after you heal, max the healing ability then. As for the stats, you go weapon skills, then wounds and accuracy. It's a bit more forgiving this class, so you wouldn't really need much in the wounds, but definitely max weapon skill. The Witch Hunter. Heretics. This is a pure DPS class. It has a combined range and melee fighting style, and both specs have access to both at the same time. It's a burst DPS class. The Templar focuses more on melee, while the Sanctioned Hunter has a tad bit more ranged. My personal prediction for this class is that it will be fucking awesome in PvP once that comes out. We'll just have to wait and see. For the abilities to max out first, you will go Quick Shot and then Flourishing Strike for an insane mark and strike combo. For your stats, go Weapon Skills, Wound, then Accuracy. Make sure you have a few levels above your own again in accuracy. So now, for a smooth leveling experience. In the current balance of the game, in no particular order, my first recommendation is Warrior Priest. It's slow, but holy mother, you can solo like crazy. My second recommendation is the Shadow Warrior. The ranged DPS spec seems to be preferred for solo, but both specs are viable. Due to the stealth mechanic, you can get around obstacles very easily. And my last recommendation is the Slayer. Both specs are good. I'm currently playing as a Dragon Slayer, but you can get a lot of enjoyment either way you go. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please throw a like and subscribe. And don't hesitate to join the official Discord server. I'll have a link in the description. There's some awesome resources there with some awesome people that's always willing to help, myself included. I hope to see you guys online, and until the next video, remember, sanity's for the weak.